Fallout 4 and really Bethesda games as a whole have a terrific modding scene. To this day, hundreds of mods are uploaded a month for each title, and that's kind of what brings us here today. In this series that will take place at the end of each month, I'm going to be looking at mods that I find most interesting. So, we're going to be looking at Fallout 4's mods for April 2021. First, we're going to be looking at the XO3 Predator armor uploaded by Deserter X. This is a futuristic armor mod that's inspired by the Predator movies, and you can craft it at the chemistry station. Of course, it can be upgraded at the armor workbench and fitted with custom ballistic weaves and such. Along with a helmet, it comes with some nice equipable accessories like some blades for your wrist and a cannon for your shoulder, very Predator-esque. You can also fit this suit with a little bit of a stealth field for when you're not moving and crouched, and the helmet has the ability to use predator vision, which is best used at night or indoors, but it helps you detect life forms and it turns the screen a nice, cool predator blue if you're in first person mode. One big thing of note with this armor, it doesn't matter if your character is male or female, you will get this femme body, this sleek femme body if you equip this armor. So there's no avoiding that. There's no male counterpart to it. But I do think the armor looks really neat. If you play a femme character, a female character, it would definitely fit you well. Playing as a male character and putting it on, it's a bit jarring, but at the same time, I still think that the textures are very good. I think that the armor looks great. It, of course, isn't technically lore friendly at all, not even close, but it is a cool little thing that you can throw into your game, especially if you're a fan of the Predator movies. Next up, we have another not lore-friendly mod. It is an A10 Warthog CAS, and you can call this in for air support. This is actually based off of a mod that already exists, the Stingray mod, but it just changes the model to an A10 Warthog, and it is fantastic. If you've ever wanted to call in an effective airstrike on a group of super mutants or just bomb the hell out of a particular location in the Commonwealth, this mod is absolutely for you, and it comes with all the BERT that you would want it to. That's right, even more BERT than you would imagine. It is fantastic. I imagine that all of the noises and sound effects come from the Call of Duty games. Regardless, this is a really fun mod to play around with. You can find yourself getting into some fun situations and really just blowing the hell out of something and watching the chaos ensue. The model itself is a little bit lower quality than some of the other stuff that you might see modded into the game, but it looks true, it looks right, it looks fantastic, and it gets the job done. So if this is something that you'd like to see flying around your Commonwealth, make sure to check it out, and all of these links that you can check out for any of these mods that I mentioned will be in the description below.
Hawk 2-1, targets locked, weapons free.
By the way, when you're down there in that description, why don't you go ahead and just hit that subscribe button, because hey, we both know you want to, if you haven't already. For those of you that have already subscribed, I mean, we know what's going on. These guys, they need to get with the program. We're looking at a weapon mod up next. It's called AnotherOne M1 Carbine. It's uploaded by Glorious Warrior, and I think they did a fantastic job implementing this into the game. The textures and the model, they look great, and you can find one of these behind the robotics disposal grounds over there, stuck into the ground like it's, you know, begging for you to pull it out like King Arthur. This carbine can be quite OP if you have a non-automatic rifle build going. I have full stats into that on my character, and I was just smoking dudes, clapping fools left and right. It wasn't even a contest. Like most weapon mods, you can completely modify this in-game as well, and again, crank it up to 11 to make it super OP. I recommend this weapon mod because I think that it's fun, and it's another interesting one that popped up here in the month of April. Again, it looks fantastic, the textures are really well made, and it's fully customizable to just run around and clap super mutants, clap raiders, gunners all day. This gun is your pick. Coming up next, we have Anom Sanctuary Hills Overhaul. This is an overhaul to Sanctuary Hills, as the title would suggest, and it really changes it from that retro futuristic kind of future style home situation to a more colonial traditional style setting. It also messes with some roads and fixes the bridge in quite a significant way. I thought it looked neat. There's definitely some little issues that could be worked out with the mod itself, but overall there's a lot of time and care put into how this looks, and to me it looks pretty lore friendly, regardless of the fact that it completely changes Sanctuary. If it was going to replace, Sanctuary in the game, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad replacement, and I think with a little polish, a little bit of work, this could be quite the mod for people looking to kind of clean up their Sanctuary, make it look a bit different, but keep a lot of the Fallout vibe to it. It looks good, the houses are built well, and it kind of makes it look like a little colonial neighborhood, which is something that I think fits the aesthetic when you have the Minutemen operating out of there. Moving on, we have another weapon mod. This is the AN94 from Modern Warfare 2019, and it was uploaded by Warfighter Workshop. This is a great looking mod. I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan myself, but when looking through the April mods, this one stuck out as being pretty interesting, and it comes with a variety of different skins and modifications, and you can really make this gun look great. It is pretty balanced in my experience. You can also kind of crank it up with the prestige, and, do some tweaks to make the damage a bit better, but this gun functions well. The reload animations look great, and everything just functions really nice, and I recommend it, even though, like I said, I'm not a huge Call of Duty guy. I like the campaigns, but never really got into the online or anything like that. This still appealed to me, and it looks really good in game. Of course, it's not super lore friendly like a lot of these aren't, but it again looks good. The model looks good, the textures look good, and being able to switch the skins around, being able to upgrade it, modify it, it's just really nice to play around with, and a fun gun to add to the arsenal. The AN94 mod actually pairs pretty nicely with the next one that we're looking at that was uploaded by MacCready, which is the Modern Warfare grenades. It adds fragmentation grenades and Simtex that were in Call of Duty Modern Warfare as well. There's not much to commentate when it comes to these grenades. They pretty much function like the ones that you already have in game, but they look like their Call of Duty counterparts. The explosions might be a bit bigger. I know the Simtex is more delayed, but it is a really, really good replacer for the grenades that you may have if you are into that whole aesthetic. It pairs well, like I said, with the AN94, so if you're going for that whole vibe, this could be the mod for you. Following up the Modern Warfare pack, we have Shade of the End. This is an outfit and weapon mod. It comes with a custom 10mm pistol, as well as some kind of cloak and skull armor. It is pretty neat looking if you're into this kind of thing. If you want a more skull aesthetic, this kind of like ancient skull man aesthetic with cloaks and bones and things like that, this is definitely for you. It definitely has that edgy vibe to it. I thought it looked neat. I thought it looked interesting, and whoever did put this up, they did a lot of good work on it. Lagri is the uploader's name. I think that the texture looks great, the armor looks awesome, and if you're into this aesthetic, this is definitely for you. There's a boss that you have to defeat that's wearing it, then you can loot the gun and the armor off of them. With my trusty M1, it was a pretty easy fight, but I'm also like, level 100 plus, so who knows how tough this guy could be in other, situations. But I think that it comes out looking great. It reminds me of Yosamitsu or something of that nature from the old Tekken games. But regardless, this is a terrific, looking mod when it comes to the armor. The weapon is not really my cup of tea, but again, it could be yours. So definitely check it out if you're into it. Following that, we have another armor and weapon mod. This is Delta Gears of War armor and weapon, and it was uploaded by Rascal Art. Fantastic mod, looks true to the Gears of War series, and if you're a Gears of War fan and you want to see more of that in your Fallout world for some reason, this is highly recommended by me. Everything looks so good, And I know I say that about all these, but they do. People do tremendous work on these, and I can't express enough how awesome I think some of this stuff is, because I just am in awe with the work that people can, you know, put out there, all the hard work that they do. And then we get stuff like this. Again, I'm not a super big Gears of War fan or anything, but being able to have the Lancer and being able to have the armor reminiscent of Gears of War is really neat, especially when someone does such a good job of putting it into the game. And coming up next, we have the Leafblower Junkjet by Depillery. This is a Junkjet reskin that makes it look more like a pre-war leaf blower. I thought it was funny, I thought it was cool, and I thought it was a good idea. It actually, you know, this thing kind of already does look like a leaf blower, so when you paint it these colors and spruce up the textures a bit, it really does look like a leaf blower. Of course, adding some mods to it, I was able to shoot flaming Nuka-Cola cups at people in no time. This is a neat mod for people who just, you know, want to see a different look on things. I think that this spruces the Junkjet up quite nicely, and I actually highly recommend it. I might be using it in my regular playthroughs now, just because I don't normally use the Junkjet, but for some reason it looking like this made me want to use it even more. Definitely check it out. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Akma Budae stealth suit, and actually the overview for this mod says that North Korea made this advanced stealth suit before the Great War, and now here it is in the Fallout universe. I think that it looked really neat. You can add different colors and different effects to it when it comes to the workshop customizations, but I did have a bit of some kind of trouble making different colors show up on the actual armor itself. But all that aside, I thought the suit looked really neat. I thought it was a nice little nod to the stealth suit in game, as well as its counterpart and what it's referencing. But this was a neat looking suit. I can only say that so many times. It looks neat. How many times do I gotta say it? But I thought adding it to the game, it does kind of look Fallout-esque. I don't think, I wouldn't consider it lore friendly in my opinion, though there is a nice little bit of lore that the mod author has put in there, the real Abyssi that has added to this mod piece. But again, I think the aesthetic at least fits with the Fallout vibe. It looks like something more advanced that you would find in the universe, and, you know, a great collection to your armor. So that's gonna do it, taking a look at 10 mods from April that I thought were pretty interesting and made the top of my list. But I do kind of hear you out there, but you're saying that that wasn't quite enough, that you want, you know, more mods from this month? Alright, well, I think I can hit you with a bonus one. So how about this? The Capital Wasteland MacCready that was released on April Fool's 2021. Of course by Grilled Turkey, one of the leads when it comes to the Capital Wasteland project for Fallout 4. This gives MacCready in Fallout 4 his outfit, or at least one inspired by his outfit, from Fallout 3 when he was a kid in Little Lamplight. Now, grown-up MacCready looks even more like his Capital Wasteland counterpart. I thought this was fun. I thought this was a good little tweak to MacCready, and actually if they do make this Capital Wasteland mod or whatever, I'd like to see that just kind of come with it no matter what. I think it was a great addition, and it adds a lot more personality to MacCready. It makes me like him a little bit more when he's wearing this outfit. But this time, that is all I have for you, and I want to thank you for checking out this video about the mods from April 2021 in Fallout 4. If you want to see more of this, again, think about subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I do Fallout video essays, and I try to do daily streams, or at least almost daily streams, of every Fallout game. But it wouldn't be possible without my Patreons and YouTube channel members. And I would like to thank my biggest supporters right this second. Ian Rowley, Popo Hum, Adam Souza, Fireflare, JP Rivera, Zero Soder, Thomas, Billy Joe Jimbob, Primarch Mustard, Daniel Anilano, Marcus Jacobstown, Legendary Angel 94, Spencer Webb, Techie, Ruben Atwood, Phil Starsick, Bill Scott Sheets, and Edgy. Thank you so much for your support. Again, I couldn't do it without you. You keep it afloat. I hope to see you on the next one. It has been Mantis.
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die, you gon' touch the sky. You gon' touch the sky, baby girl. Testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day you die.